Hey everybody, welcome along to Friday's House of Games. I'm Richard Osman. What a week it's been. 4 famous faces battling it out. One of them is about to win this trophy. It's come nearer. You see it's come nearer? I can now smell it. It's quite something. Shall we meet our players this week? They are Susie Dent, Nick Owen, Chemmy Alcott and Dane Baptiste. Welcome. It's been a great week. I've loved it. Dane won the first 3 shows. Nick Owen, win yesterday. How do you feel, sir?
Well, I'm very excited. Because I thought about nothing but this show all week. I've lived and breathed it.
Lived and breathed it.
And now we're getting to the absolute climax thing. You know,
Can you smell the trophy?
I can absolutely smell it. I thought it was fear, but it's the trophy.
It is the trophy. I'm so sorry. Susie,
Yeah.
2 second places in a row by 1 point both days as well.
Yeah.
Come on. The nation would love you to win on Friday.
I'll try, but I just don't think I'm competitive enough. Although, that is on a par with the Richard Whiteley Memorial Cup, I have to say.
Oh,
on
really?
Countdown, yeah.
It is quite something, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I'm nowhere near to getting that, but I can try and edge a bit closer.
Chemmy, welcome
Someone
back
has
as well.
to come last each time.
Yeah.
I'm saying it before you say it to help you
No,
out
I'm not.
there.
Listen, you are in a absolutely rock-solid 4th place.
Yeah, rock solid.
Which is
it's
great.
the most bitter position to be in. So next time I'd like you to invite 2 more chairs without guests in it so that at least I could come a little higher up the field.
But what if you came 6th?
No, they wouldn't actually be able to answer anything at all.
They're empty.
And
Yeah.
again, I say,
Empty
but what if you
chair.
came 6th? Shall we take a look at the daily prizes? Here is your choice of prizes today. There is the Eau de Cologne, House of Games slippers there, House of Games lunchbox, action doll, and House of Games sparkling wine. What would you go for, do you think, today?
Slippers look quite tasty, don't they?
They're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, too big for... I'd go for the lunchbox.
If it helps, that the sparkling wine is Uzbekistani. Have you had any Uzbekistani sparkling wine? It's terrific.
I think I'd go for that myself.
Dane, shall we take a look at the weekly leaderboard going into today's show?
Let's do it.
You top it. You won the first 3 shows. Been super close, though, the last couple of days.
This is it. It's all to play for.
It
It's just been
is
about
all to
head
play
breadth.
for. Chemmy has 6 points, Susie 9, Nick 12 and Dane 14. It is double points Friday. That means if you win, you get 8 points, 6 points for second, 4 for third, and so on. Shall we play Friday's show, see how our champion's going to be? Our first game on Friday is... Synonyms, synonyms. In this, I'm going to give you each a famous quote from a film, but we put the quote through a thesaurus, so it's going to have the same meaning, but entirely different words. You have to tell us what film these quotes come from. Does that make sense? Susie, here's your quote.
OK.
What film is it from? Rather than the flying machines, it was comeliness that slayed the monster.
I've got It Was Beauty That Killed the Beast, but I'm not sure about the first bit.
Because you're first, you know, I help you out a little
Yeah,
bit. Can you think of a beast that was killed by
planes.
flying
It's
machines?
King Kong. So,
So what's the film?
King Kong?
We're going to say King Kong. Is that the correct answer? Absolutely right. Very well done.
Thank you.
It wasn't the airplanes, it was Beauty that killed the beast. Well played. Nick, sir, here is your quote. This isn't a piece of sharpened metal. That is a piece of sharpened metal.
Well, I can sort of work out what the quote is.
What do you think the quote might
Something
roughly
like, you know, that's not a knife, this is a knife, but...
be? That is pretty much exactly what the quote is, yeah.
Oh, right, but I wouldn't have a clue what film it
Uh-oh,
came
so
from.
you've done the really difficult bit.
I know.
If you hadn't won yesterday, I would give you a clue,
no,
but I'm
right.
going to have to push you.
Now I'm afraid
Now, if you're timed out, fingers on buzzers, everyone else, look at Dane Baptiste, who's on the buzzer. Dane.
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee, yeah, said by Paul Hogan.
That one.
I won't do the accent, but he does it in Australian. Chemmy, here's your quote. What film is this from, please? Keep oneself occupied with existing, or keep oneself occupied with expiring.
Focus on living or focus on dying. The will to live, the will to die.
Oh, it's a good film as well.
95. I was 13. The Shawshank Redemption.
Goodness me, that's a good guess. It's
Is
the
it?
right answer, yeah. Well done.
Amazing.
That's really good. It's Morgan Freeman. Get busy living or get busy dying.
That's amazing.
Where did that come from?
I've been
Wow.
sandbagging all week, guys.
Oh, imagine if you have.
No, I
And imagine if
haven't,
you
I haven't.
literally just ace everything.
haven't.
Shawshank
really good.
Redemption, yeah. Wonderful film, wonderful quote, wonderful answer. Well played, Dane. Here is your first question of the day for you. I had the potential to be a contestant.
Yeah.
I had the potential to be a person of some authority, rather than a vagrant.
The Raging Bull?
Is it Raging Bull?
Oh,
Not Raging Bull. Anybody else?
I mean, were any of us alive in 1954?
Well, some people watching were, yeah. Yeah.
OK, hi, guys.
And I certainly was.
Just need the name of the film.
Could have been a leader.
We're just working it out, Richard.
Yeah.
Give us time. Could have been me.
Yes, Nick.
Lady and the Tramp.
Is not Lady and the Tramp, Nick. Shall I tell you? Let's take a little look. You'll know this quote. It's on the waterfront. It is, I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum.
That does sound a lot like the end of
does.
Raging Bull.
Yeah, yeah,
It
it's very
does,
similar.
yeah.
But it's a riff on that, essentially.
Yeah.
Susie, we'll go back to you. Here is your next quote.
Oh, no, I thought we'd finished
What
with these.
film is this from? You got your first one. I consumed his hepatic organ with some cool season legumes and a pleasant dry red from Tuscany.
Silence of the Lambs.
Is the correct answer,
Yeah.
Susie Dent. Well played.
That was a good one.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Nick, here is yours. What film is this from? Long, limbless reptiles. For what reason did it need to be long, limbless reptiles?
I suppose it's snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? But
Oh,
Yeah, oh.
I just got it.
Man.
Did you just get it from that?
No.
I did. I just got it from that. Susie got it as well.
Yeah.
Nick, should we time you out? Susie.
Might be the wrong one. Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Is the correct answer. Very well done.
very good.
Snakes, why did it have to be
Yeah.
snakes? I sort of had it made, and then when you said it out loud, I think
it was,
maybe
why
because
did it
your
have to be?
resemblance to Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
I immediately worked
Uncanny,
out what it
I'm
was.
told.
Uncanny. Chemmy, here is your second one.
Yeah.
Enough accomplished swine. Enough accomplished.
It's the same year as the other one. What other good movies were there in that Shawshank Redemption year? Oh. Lord of the Rings?
Is it Lord of the Rings?
No.
Look at these three here. Let's find out. Is it Lord of the Rings? Dane.
It's Babe.
Babe is the correct answer. Well done. That'll do, pig.
Yeah.
That'll do. Dane, last question of the round is for you.
Hope I've been born for this one.
I hope this is like 1926 or something.
Yes.
1939. Nowhere compares to one's own dwelling.
I think I know this. It's The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Was it The Wizard of Oz? Of course it was. Well done. There's no place like home. Well played, everybody. It's a fun round. Shall we see the scores after the first round of our final show? Our early leader is... Ooh, Dane and Susie, both on 3 points. Nick, yet to get off the mark. Chemmy has 1 point. Well done, everybody. Should we play round two?
OK.
It is. You complete me. This is a team round. I will say this is one where you do have to trust your partner as well. You do have to have some sort of telepathy. Nick, whoever is in last place gets to choose their partner. It is you today. Who would you like to play this with?
Well, I'll choose Susie because I'm lazy and I don't want to get it.
That's nice. So Susie and Nick are a team, Chemmy and Dane are a team. Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions now on the buzzer. Each question has a 2-word answer. If you buzz in, I only want you to give me the first word of the answer.
Oh, God.
If you do and it's right, I will then ask your teammate to fill in the second word. So do you know it and do you trust your teammate to be able to complete it? Good luck, everyone. Here's your first question. The Romulans are an extraterrestrial humanoid species in which sci-fi franchise? Yes, Dane.
Star.
Correct, Chemmy
Trek.
is the correct answer. Very well done. Here's your next one. Fingers on buzzers, please. What was the famous catchphrase of the TV puppet character Basil Brush? That is Susie.
Boom.
Correct, Nick
Boom.
is correct. Well done. Boom, boom. Well played. Next question. What is the name of this song, please? That is Dane.
The.
Cheers, bud.
So Dane. Chemmy, he's left you slightly more work to do this time.
The roll.
The roll is incorrect. You can buzz in if you wish on the other team. Nick.
Shuffle.
Is it the shuffle? It is not, I'm afraid. The answer was...
Do the hustle.
The hustle.
You should let me
Exactly
say the.
Well done by Van
know, was
McCoy.
Well,
Yeah,
I would believe in you, yeah.
you did leave Chemmy quite a lot of work.
This
to
is
do,
true, yeah,
didn't
to
you?
be fair. No, it leaves a lot of options.
Yeah,
But I was
exactly.
going to go for it because I believe in you, and I would have said the
OK.
next time.
We need more trust in this thing
Okay.
of ours.
Fingers on buzzers. Who is this politician? Nick.
John.
OK.
John is correct.
I know he's the Speaker of the House of Commons.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really sorry, Nick.
I'm going to have to time you out, Susie, I'm afraid. You can buzz in on the other team if you wish.
Do we lose a point?
You do not.
Don't know.
Nope, it is John Burkow.
No idea.
Well done. If you got that one at home, here's your next question. In which sport is a converted try worth 6 points? Dane.
Rugby.
Correct, Chemmy.
OK, so rugby league
like
and rugby
boom, boom.
union. Rugby league?
Is
Is it rugby
the
union?
correct answer, Chemmy. Well done. Fingers on buzzers. Here's your next question. Santa Fe is the capital of which US state?
And
Yes, Dane.
New.
Is correct, Chemmy.
Mexico.
Is the correct answer. Very nicely done.
Saw in your eyes.
Yep.
Very nicely done. Here's your next one. What is the name of the French police officer played by Peter Sellers in the 1963 comedy The Pink Panther? Susie
Jacques?
is correct. Not the answer I was expecting, but it is correct. Nick
Clouseau.
is the correct answer. Very well done. I was expecting Inspector Clouseau, but that is his name, Jacques
okay.
Clouseau. Yeah, very well done. It's a much more obscure answer than I was looking for.
Yeah, double points. I
Very
think.
well played.
Oh, that would be good.
Final question of this round. What's the name of this song?
You and me, we used to be together.
That is Dane.
Don't.
Is correct. Chemmy
Speak.
is also correct. Well done. Don't speak by no doubt. Oh, that's the end of that round.
That was a
Very good
good
round
one.
for Dane and Chemmy, wasn't it? Well played.
Chemmy.
Shall we take a look at the scores after round 2? Nick, you have 2 points. Chemmy and Susie have 5 points each. Dane is out in the lead with 7 points. Well played. Very good round there.
That's
for
my
Chemmy
highest
and
score
Dane.
ever.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Shall I leave now?
No, imagine how high it could go.
But I'm coming joint second now, and it might go downhill.
All well, going downhill is what you do professionally.
Not on this show. I'm walking up.
Shall we play round 3?
Yes.
Let's do it,
Go
shall
on.
we? Imagine double figures.
Oh,
Imagine such a thing. Let's have a go, shall we? Round 3 is... the backwards round. Now, in this round, I will read all of the questions backwards. I need you to give me the answers backwards as well, please. So, again, you would be Dent Susie rather than Susie Dent.
Yeah.
So, buzzers on fingers, please.
oh, well done.
I get that.
Thanks. Here we go. Here's your first question. Savage Lily and Dawson Les, Wogan Terry by Hosted Bean, has show game TV which? That is Nick.
Blank blankety.
Is the right answer. Well done. Blankety, blankety blank. Question next. Mockingbird A Kill 2 film, 1962, The Infinch Atticus as starred who? Yes, Susie.
Peck Gregory.
Is the right answer. Very well done. Tune this name. Dane.
People common.
People common.
wow, that's
common
amazing.
people. It's the correct answer. Well done. This is how it should have sounded. Nicely done,
Very
Dane.
good.
I'm not that big fan of club, but
Pluff is a great name. Question next. 1923 in Doncaster, inbuilt was Gresley Nigel by designed locomotive steam famous which? Yes, Susie.
Oh, Stevenson Louis?
Is incorrect, I'm afraid. Anybody else? Nick.
Scotsman flying.
Scotsman flying is the correct answer. Very well done. Flying Scotsman, Scotsman flying.
Yes. Very good.
Question next. Conquered I, saw I, came I, of translation Latin usual thee, is what? Dane.
Vici, Vini, Vidi?
Incorrect, I'm afraid.
Ah, for God's sake.
Susie. I need to push you.
Vici, Vidi, Veni.
Is the correct answer. Vici, Vidi, Veni. Veni, Vidi, Vici. Well played.
Really hard.
It's really hard, isn't it? Question final. Minister Prime UK as Blair Tony succeeded who? Dane.
Major John?
Incorrect, I'm afraid. Susie.
I'm just going for it. I'm way off. Thatcher Margaret.
Incorrect.
Major John, wasn't it?
No. You got to read the question backwards. You've all been tricked.
Who succeeded?
Nick.
Brown Gordon.
That's the correct answer. Very well done. Very well done.
Moving the wrong way.
That was a funny one, wasn't it? Because, how weird.
Brain twist, yeah.
Brown Gordon is the correct answer. Well done if you said that at home. It's interesting, everyone's brain made exactly the same mistake.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the scores at the end of that round. Nick and Chemmy on 5 points. Susie, you're on 7. Dane on 8. Very close. Very close. 3 points between all our players. 2 rounds to go. Round 4 today on Friday's House of Games is... And the answer isn't. This is one where you helped us out a little bit before the show. I'm going to ask each of you a question. You're going to see 1 correct answer, and you're going to see 3 incorrect answers, which have been provided by your opponents before the show. If you get a correct answer, you will score a point. If you choose an incorrect answer, you'll give a point to whoever wrote it and fooled you. Susie, here is yours. What was the title of the first Tom and Jerry cartoon short released in 1940? I'm going to show you 4 answers. 1 of them is correct. The other 3 were invented by these 3. Was it Puss Gets the Boot? Here's Trouble. A Cat for All Seasons?
Brilliant.
Or Cat versus Mouse?
Well, A Cat for All Seasons sounds like a sort of Nickism because it's just quite learned and...
I didn't know you were learned, Nick. When did this happen?
I really appreciate that, Susie. That's really
it's
nice.
quite a good pun, that one. Here's Trouble also does sound quite convincing. I kind of think Chemmy, Cat versus Mouse, it sounds like a Chemmy answer. I'm going to go for Puss Gets the Boot.
You're going to go for Puss Gets the Boot. Have you been fooled, or is that the correct answer? It is the correct answer. Very well played. Let's see who wrote the others. Here's Trouble was Nick. Who wrote A Cat for All Seasons?
Dane, then. Yeah.
Dane, you're quite right. And Cat versus Mouse. Was Chemmy, you said that.
Yeah.
Well done, I hope you said Puss Gets the Boot. Nick, here is yours. What world record is held by singer-songwriter Katie Melua? Is her world record holding the longest note? Deepest underwater concert? Oh, it's already difficult. Biggest selling song about bicycles? Or the most number ones as the falsetto in an all-female Lithuanian choir?
I've got to go for one of the first 2, I think, holding the longest note or the deepest underwater concert. Why anyone want to do a deep underwater concert?
Don't know.
I just don't know. I think I'll have to go to holding the longest note, although I thought Kathy Kirby had that.
Nick has said holding the longest note. Is that a correct answer? It is not the correct answer. Let's see what the correct answer is. Oh, it's the other one. The deepest
close.
underwater concert. That was so close. So who has just won themselves a point? Who's just fooled Nick with holding the longest note? It was Susie.
Yay.
You're having a good round here, Susie. Well played. Dane wrote the biggest selling song about bicycles. Chemmy,
I
that
know
is
it sounds random, but she's definitely in a choir, an all-female. I remember it. But I probably wrote a little too much detail in there. I probably could have gone a bit
long,
more
wasn't it, that?
short and concise.
303 metres below sea level was her 2006.
Wow.
She did a concert. Why? I do not know. Chemmy, it's now you. It's
Great.
your turn.
Yep.
Here's your question. What was the name of the horse that won the first official Aintree Grand National in 1839? Was it Lottery, Emerald Isle, the Duke of Wellington, or Opening Gambit? Oh, those are all possible.
I don't think it's lottery. I don't think that was such a popular word back then.
Back in 1839.
I think the word has evolved since then. Emerald Isle, I know that a lot of the strongest horses in the Grand National are from Ireland, so
But perhaps these
green.
people know that as well. So that's,
Yeah,
that's
I mean, there's nothing they don't know that I know, so... I'm going to go for Opening Gambit.
Opening Gambit, says Chemmy. Is that the correct answer? Was that the name of the horse that won the first official Grand National in 1839? It was not. What's the
Well
correct
done, someone.
What's the correct answer? It was Lottery. Lottery was the answer. At the crucial part of the show, who's just won themselves another point? Dane with Opening Gambit. Well played.
Thank you very much.
These were all very good, by the way.
They were
all
very good.
convincing. Emerald Isle was Susie, and Duke of Wellington was Nick. Dane, you are the last player in this round. Here's your question. In 1947, to honour the marriage of Princess Elizabeth and Philip Mountbatten, the government of Queensland sent a gift of 500 cases of what? Sherry gin infused with gold leaves, root beer, tinned pineapple, peanut butter. Oh, those are all tricky. Very well done, everybody.
That's very
Look at
hard.
the poor old Dane.
What's sherry gin for a start? I thought those were two separate types of drink. Root beer seems more American than anything else. I'm assuming we're talking about the government of Queensland. I don't know how native pineapple is to Australia. I'm going to just take a very basic punt and go for peanut butter.
Peanut butter, says Dane. Is that the correct answer? Have you just scored yourself a point? Do you agree at home? Let's take a look. It's incorrect, I'm afraid. The actual answer was tin pineapple. So who has just won themselves a point? Could be crucial. Who wrote peanut butter? Nick wrote peanut butter. Well played. Look at your face. It's lovely when you fool them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who wrote the sherry gin?
Again, possibly
I knew it would be you.
over-described.
I knew it
I
would be.
love sherry gin.
And Susie, you wrote
And a
root
tinner.
beer as well.
Well done, Nick.
Yeah, I'm
Very
thrilled
good.
with that.
Because they said a rationing in place, so she could distribute them amongst the British people. This is rather a nice gift. From,
I thought it was like for the honeymoon.
government
Fruit was
of
quite a
Queensland.
rarity then, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. That's the end of that round. That was a good round. We have one round to go in this final show of this week's House of Games. Let's take a look at the scores leading into it. Oh, Chemmy, you have 5. Nick, you have 6. Susie and Dane still tied in the lead on 9 points. We know what the final round is. It is, as always, Answer Smash. Don't forget, it is double points Friday. So the winner of today's show gets 8 points, 6 points for second, 4 for third, and so on. And at the end of this round, we will find out who has won the weekly trophy. Who's going to win today's show first, though? We will find out. Fingers on buzzers, please. Answer Smash. There'll be a picture. There'll be a clue underneath. You smash the 2 answers together. You know how it works. Point for a correct answer. I'll take a point off if you give an incorrect answer. Here's your first category. It is Strictly Competitors. So people who've been in Strictly Come Dancing. So who are these and what's the answer to the clue? Smash them together, see what you get. Good luck, everyone. Here's your first one. What is the title of the Ian Fleming novel that was adapted into the 3rd official James Bond film in 1964? That is Dane.
Aston Mary Goldfinger.
Is the correct answer. Well played. Aston Marigold, Goldfinger, we smash them together, that's what you get.
Very
Aston
good.
Mary Goldfinger. Here is your next picture, next clue. Which much-loved comedy double act were known for finishing their shows with the song Bring Me Sunshine?
There it is.
I suspect everyone knows the clue.
Yeah.
So it's what's the picture? Your favourite's the clue, Nick, aren't
It's
they?
my ringtone.
I'm going to tell you, no one wants to risk a point. It is Laura Whitmore and Wise. Laura Whitmore and Morecambe and Wise.
It's hard, the competitors.
Don't know
Very
her.
hard.
Here's your next category. Cakes. The pictures will be cakes. There'll be clues underneath them. Smash them together, see what you got. Which cartoon series set underwater features characters including Patrick Star and Sandy Cheeks? That is Dane.
Victoria SpongeBob SquarePants.
Is the right answer. Victoria SpongeBob SquarePants. Victoria Sponge and SpongeBob SquarePants. Next question. What's this cake and what's this clue? Oil extracted from which citrus fruit is used to flavour Earl Grey tea? That is Susie.
Batten bergamot.
Is the right answer. Well done. Batten bergamot is the correct answer. Well done. Here's your next cake and your next clue. Which car manufacturer introduced the Silver Wraith and Silver Dawn models in the 1940s? Yes, Nick.
Swiss Rolls-Royce.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Your next category is Manchester bands. The pictures will be Manchester bands. There'll be clues underneath. Smash them together, please. Which building in the Vatican is famed for its ceiling frescoes by Michelangelo? Yes, Susie.
Owe Sistine Chapel.
Is the correct answer. Here's your next one. What is the title of the single and album that were 1966 hits for Frank Sinatra? Yes, Dane.
Is it Take That's Life?
Is the correct answer. Well done. Take that, and that's life.
Take That's Life.
Take that's life. That is time up.
Well done, Dane.
Time
Done.
up. Who has won today's show and who has won the week? Who has won the trophy? We'll start with today's show first. Let's take a look. Who has won Friday's House of Games? It is Dane has done it by a point again.
Thank you. Thank you, Chemmy. Thank you.
Great effort, Susie. Once again, 3 second places in a row by 1 point. Dane, you win again, sir. What would you like to take home as your prize today?
Oh,
You got the lunchbox, the eau de cologne, the slippers, the sparkling wine, or the doll?
Still going for that sparkling wine, I think.
You're going for the sparkling wine. Well played to Dane.
Taste of...
Now, we have the little matter of our champion for this week. It's been a terrific week all the way through. It's been super close all the way through as well. But we always have to have a winner, and the winner this week of House of Games is... Chemmy has 8, Susie has 15, Nick has 16, Mr. Dane Baptiste with 22. So I pass you the trophy.
Thank you.
All the way down to the end there. It's heavy, right?
It's like musical chairs. It's quite heavy.
How about that?
It's to get engraved.
Ah, the smell of victory.
I just wanted to try.
That's,
Last
Dane,
video
well
for
done, sir.
play.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Susie, Nick, Chemmy, Dane, thank you so much for this week. It's been an absolute joy, been an absolute pleasure. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations to Dane as our champion. And we will see you again next time on the House of Games.
Slightly no.
let me know when to stop.